I'm very excited to come back to Ethiopia. This is my home, y'all. I've never been in another country for more than 5 times. Only Ethiopia. I came here. This, I think, is my 6th time within just 2 years. So, first of all, I'm grateful for this country. I'm grateful that from the very beginning, the country opened up the hands for me. There was a day I received a call from the Ethiopian embassy in Tanzania. I was told that, I should go to meet up with His Excellency, the Ambassador of Ethiopia to Tanzania. Eventually, they sent me an invitation letter, and it was an invitation letter from Foreign Affairs about the summit. This is actually the 3rd forum to be done, called AfriRun, the 3rd. So why am I here, and why AfriRun? AfriRun is basically a forum that is talking about the shared resources for shared future and prosperity. Last year, I remember we were talking about Nile River, and there's actually 12 different African countries that either the source of Nile River comes from those countries or this river passed through it. So, and the tension that has been going on between certain countries, for instance, Ethiopia, Egypt, Sudan, and about the dam, the biggest dam in Africa. The tension that is happening. And I think Ethiopia, they took initiative to start something called AfriRun with all these countries, basically to talk about how these resources can be shared, because I do believe that everything can be done through dialogues and through understanding, which is pretty good. So I was here last year and it was amazing. Most of the countries were there. Of course, Egypt was not there, and I participated in the conversation. I remember I even gave my own suggestion and my own assessment as well. But this is something. It's something to be applauded, all right, and it's something to be celebrated, because when you see a certain countries or our countries, African countries, taking initiative to actually start something like this that can promote about sharing resources and not about coming after one another, not about attacking one another, not about beating one another, but come together as one people and think about what can we do to share these resources instead of fighting against one another. I think that is the best move. And me as an African who loves Africa and want to see peace for this continent, I think it's a nice initiative. It's a great initiative, because this is how it's supposed to be done. If you don't do this, what you're gonna find out is that, we're coming after you. Don't do this. Don't use our water. Don't use our dam. Don't use whatever. Let me tell you this, man. This water belongs to God. God is the one who created this water. Don't tell me not to use natural water. Don't tell me not to use ocean water or river water. Don't tell me that. This water, you did not bring it here. Tell me not to use something that you created, something that you brought it here. But we as a people, we need to come together and sit down and have a conversation, talking about things that are yet to be done. And how can we do to bring about peace in our countries? You know what I'm saying? The day that Africa is going to wake up and start working together like this, that is the day that Africa is going to break out from the shock of neocolonialism and start a fresh start with the fellow African countries. It's very simple. It's very simple to change lives in Africa. It's very simple to bring about development in Africa. It's very simple. I don't see any complication. It's just willingness of some of the leaders and some of the people. They're not willing to go that farther, to that extent. You can actually start an initiative like this, talking about how can we do this. And this actually is being prepared by the Ministry of Water and Energy. And kudos to you. Kudos to Ministry of Water and Energy, because this is what's supposed to be done. We can't keep fighting against one another. We can't keep threatening against one another, because people who are in trouble are actually ordinary folk like me and you. You know what I'm saying? So this is very great initiative, and I cannot wait to pledge my suggestions. I cannot wait to share my opinions and my ideas. You guys, you know what I'm saying, man? I'm only here because of God and because of you guys always being with me, always standing with me. AfriRun Summit called Shared Resources for Shared Future and Prosperity, Cooperational and Regional Integration through Equitable and Reasonable Utilization of the Nile. That is the theme of the summit.